going, Scrub Gamers? Welcome back to another video here at Scrub Games. We have another lot of Shadows of the Galaxy reveals again today, and yeah, we're looking to get into it. Like it is a little bit delayed. We normally do these like on a Monday after we've had them all revealed for the last week, but since I've been at UKG this week for the this weekend for the Star Wars events and Future World and like all the like fun stuff, I haven't been home to be able to get it sorted. So I've gone in, getting it sorted now and get it out. So hopefully we can have a look and see what we've got to be hyped for the next from the last week. So before we get into the video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. It keeps you updated with my videos as and when they drop. And also by clicking the notification bell, you can get alerts to when my videos do drop, so you can watch them there and then, or at a later time that suits you, as always. So with that out of the way, let's go and have a look and see what we can get hyped for the Shadows of the Galaxy reveals from last week. Starting off, we are starting off with one of the leaders, because remember we've been getting like at least 2 leaders a week to kind of like get an idea of what kind of things that like the set's going to be built around. And we've got, for the first one, we've got Kira being one of the leaders. I know it's pronounced correctly because I've seen this other film for it, and that's what it's from. Because yeah, I'm not the greatest with names. Some of them, like if I watch the series or film, I kind of know, but outside of that, I'm not great with names, especially when you spot like that. Like, might not be able to guess as Kira if you haven't watched the film, but yeah, Kira, I alone survived, and she's quite an interesting one. So she's in the vigilance and villainy aspects, so blue-black, and she's got an interesting effect where on the front side, well, on the leader side, leader area side, she has an action where you pay 1 and tap herself. You deal 2 damage to a friendly unit, and then give a shield token to it. So this is quite nice. Like you do damage to it, but then you get to give a shield to it. Like you give that bit of protection, and then but then it's got a bit of damage on. But at least that way it works very well with grit. It's like a Scout by Pursuer is a good one for this because that's got grit. It's quite an easy, like a cheap unit, so like you can deal damage to it, give it a shield, and it's protected and even stronger then. So what normally would be like I was a bit damaged, but now it's got a shield, but that shield stops 1 bit of damage. With things like grit, makes them a lot stronger. So it works really nice with that. And apparently we're going to get a lot more grit stuff in the set too, as well. She also is in the Underworld trait, so she's got that benefit because we're getting more Underworld cards in the set, which is nice. And she does deploy quite quickly as well. Not the quickest, but because, well, you have to deploy 4 resources for that, for to be the quickest. But she deploys at 5 resources, so as early as turn 4, or even earlier if you ramp. And then when she does, she comes down with 0 power and 8 health. So very bulky, but no power. But she does have something that makes up for this with grit, which means for each damage she has on her, she gets an extra 1 plus power. So the more damage she gets, the stronger she gets. And especially with 8 health, she can get to like potentially 7 before being defeated. If she gets like 7 damage, she can add that to her power. And if you put equips on her to like increase her health, she can get even stronger as well for that. She also looks quite unique with the first when deployed effect. So when deployed, you can heal all damage for each unit, being both yours and your opponent, and then deal damage to each unit equal to half its remaining HP, rounded down. So since you heal everything on the board, yours and your opponent's, even through shields, you heal everything, and then you deal damage to each. Well, you then deal damage to each unit equal to half its HP. So technically, once she's a 0-8. She's technically a 4-4 because she'd come in 0-8 and then includes herself as well, so she'd heal damage, which she hasn't done before, and then she'd take damage equal to half her remaining HP, making her 4 power because the grit, and then 4 remaining health, but technically a 4-4. So this is really nice. It works really well with her leader side ability, where you're paying 1 and basically like putting some damage, put shields on it, because while your units will have hopefully still have the shield and damage on, when you drop out, it still heal the damage through the shield, but then pinged do the damage, but then of course the shield to protect it. So you technically, yeah, protect itself for when she's deployed, which is pretty odd. So it'll be interesting. She is a rare lead as well, so that's one of the rare ones. But she is, yeah, very interesting. I look forward to like kind of theory crafting once we see more to set, see what she can kind of make use of. But at the moment, interesting, but yeah, not nothing so far I'd run over some of the other ones we have, or even the other one in dark blue, which we'll see later because I think we got it leaked, but I haven't found anywhere to like grab the PNGs of it. But yeah, looks quite interesting. And then for the other leader, we have Cad Bane. So Cad Bane is the other one. I know we saw him like Mo and someone else on the what was it, on the like little poster thing we've had around for set 2. So we know that those characters are going to be in the set. We just hope they might have been leaders. We don't know if they're definitely leaders, but it looks like Cad Bane is one. and hopefully Mo is as well. Sorry, my voice was going a little bit there, but hopefully Mo is as well. And we've kind of seen all the dark side leaders because we've got the two blue ones is Kira and Gar Saxon. You got the green ones being Jabba and drawing a blank. Oh yeah, and Hondo. Then you got the red ones being Kylo Ren and really trying to remember now. Might have to kind of search it up. But like, what was the other dark side aggression leader? It's Kylo Ren. Oh yeah, and Bosk. That's the one. How can I forget Bosk? And that leads Cad Bane, and then one other dark side one. And hopefully, if Maul is definitely a leader, he's a command one. So sorry, not command one. He's a cunning one. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully he's actually in there as a leader, maybe a cunning one. So I'll look forward to that. But yeah, just a bit sad. Like I wanted him aggression, but then yeah, there we go. But Cad Bane anyway. We'll talk about Cad Bane. So he's a underworld bounty hunter like Boba, and because he's a kind, but he's obviously a bounty hunter as well, and he is cunning and villainy, so yellow black, and he deploys not too late at 6 resources, so turn 5 earliest unless you ramp, and he comes down as a 2/8. So it might be weak, but it might be quite weak for a bounty hunter. You think Cad Bane a lot stronger, but he has a good amount of bulk at 8 health, but not too much damage. But then he makes up for that in raid 2, meaning when he attacks, he gets extra 2 power when he attacks. So that means when he's attacked into, he only does 1, he only does 2 back, but when he attacks, he's swinging for 4, which is cool. So he's got the same kind of effect both on leader area and on when he's deployed, but just a slight difference is because he gets more powerful when he's out actually and about. And when he's in the leader area, it's when you play an underworld card, you can exhaust this leader, and if you do, your opponent chooses a unit they control, and you do a damage to them. So you make your opponent pick what unit they control, so they can choose the more favorable one for them, but it takes a damage. And when it's deployed, it's still when you play another world card, but this time it's you may choose an opponent, but you choose an opponent, then they choose a unit they control and deal 2 damage to it instead, but you can use the ability once per round. So this is quite so yeah. Still, you make your opponent pick, so your opponent has the option, so they can pick the more favorable one that they don't really want, but you can kind of if they have not many units, then they're forced to like do it on the whatever they've got. But then when you're in the lead area, you do 1. When you're deployed, you do 2. And yeah, it's quite interesting. Like you get some of the aspects of like identities. Like aggression is more one with like the ping, like the like throwing damage out, and like throwing damage down on things. So like, but sometimes some of those identities kind of trickle into everyone's. So like Cad Bane kind of has like an aggression kind of a skill. But it's quite interesting. Looking forward to like trying it out because I do like my favorite aspect is cunning, so I do like trying it out. And Cad Bane, what does like seem like a pretty cool character in both the Mandalorian series and like some of the other ones like Rebels and stuff. So that is the 2 leaders we get. So that's the 2 leaders we've seen this week, and now we'll get some of the other cards in the set. So of course we're going in like aspect order, like how they should like them in the pack and stuff. So we've got start off with Vigilance, and these are some of the Vigilance events. So we've got Midnight Repairs being a 2-cost double blue aspect tactic, and we've got Rivals Fall being a 6-cost Vigilance event, and then we've got a 1-cost Covert Strength event being which is quite interesting. So start from left to right, we got Midnight Repairs. This is the one that kind of like when I saw it, I got really hyped for because if you listen to my videos, I absolutely love Chirrut, and I've been playing it double blue and just love playing the double blue version. And this one's a really nice one with it because what it does is you heal up to 8 total damage from any number of your units. So heal up to 8 damage across your units. So this makes it a lot better. This is a lot better with healing because sometimes like I've played Chirrut, and once my opponent knows like kind of what it does, they throw loads of damage, like way more than I can actually heal off Chirrut, or try to put more damage I can heal off Chirrut. And most of the time you can heal, like with repair you can heal free, with it binds on things you can heal free and then move the damage around. And sometimes you can boost them up, like give them more experience so you like survives the damage. But having this as a 2-cost event, which is quite cheap, to basically just heal 8 damage off him, so he's like sticks around, is absolutely amazing. I'm loving it. I'm looking forward to playing Chirrut double blue when we come to set 2. So that way we've got more Vigilance cards because some of the cards are quite lackluster. Like it has a lot of good cards, but they're more on the dark side. They're better in the dark side of it, where he's on the light side. So looking forward to getting more cards that actually make him a little bit better and have a lot more fun with it without relying on some terrible cards to like terrible units more like to help out. But then my kind of like hype for it after seeing that kind of fell when at the same time there's revealed we had in this next one being Rivals 4, being a tactic 6 cost event, just defeat a unit. Any unit, absolutely. If you I remember what we've got events before, we've already got some events. We've got Fell the Dragon from this set that lets you take out any non-leader unit that's got 5 or more power. You've got Takedown, which lets you take out any unit that's got 5 or less HP. You've got and Vanquish as well, which allows you to take out any non-leader unit. And you've got like Super Laser Blast that like kills everything on the board. And now we've got this new event which lets you defeat absolutely any units. So it's like an upgraded version of Vanquish, where it costs 1 more, but it kills anything, even a leader as well, which is really, really good. Like, it was worth the cost because you can do actually absolutely anything, especially if it's a leader, which is sometimes a little bit harder to kill. So it's a very nice card. And then we got the last event here, being Covert Strength. Is a 1 cost, and this allows you to heal 2 damage from a unit, and then give an experience token to it. So heal 2 like for 1, heal 2 damage from it, and give an experience token to it. It's almost the same as like Repair. Just like Repair allows you to heal 3 damage from a unit or base, but then if you're using this on a unit, you heal only 2 damage, but then you technically like healing 3 because you're giving an experience token to it, as well as healing the 2 damage off. So that's quite nice. And also, this one is another one that you can smuggle, and you smuggle for 3 instead of 1. Like, it smuggles for 2 more than if you would pay it normally, which is quite nice. So you can always leave that hidden in your energy, just to basically just go, here we go. And that might be another nice one for Cheer as well. That kills some damage off it for just 1, and give it some experience. So those are the Vigilance events we got, and we got some more Vigilance cards. We got some Dark Side ones as well. So we got Sinara-san, loyal to Kragan, and then we've got Lone Pike, dealer in something. I can't really see from this. It's quite small. But yeah, we got these 2 underworld units. So they're both 4 costs, both in blue and the dark side. And we got Sinara being a 3/6, whereas Lone Pike being a 4/6. So Sinara-san has grit, meaning that she, like the more like a power, like any damage on it is converted into power. And she also has while this unit is exhausted, she gains a bounty, and the bounty is deal 5 damage to a base. And then once again, if this unit is defeated or captured, your opponent collects its bounty. So once she's rested, she's got a bounty where if you take her out while she's rested, you then deal 5 damage to your opponent, to their base as well. So you don't want your opponent like taking this out while it's rested to deal 5 damage to your base. But not too bad on stats as well, and grit as well. So like you get like with this set with grit and some like low, like most of the these that have the cards that have grit, they're quite low power, so they work very well with Grand Inquisitor, which is really nice. And then we have Lone Pike here. So he's got an on attack where you can give a shield token to an enemy unit, and if you do, give a shield token to a friendly unit. So you give a shield to your opponent's unit, but then give a shield to your own unit. But then again, if you're attacking one of their units using this, then you take away the shield you're giving. But you can always give something a shield to something that you don't really care about on their side, or something that's weak, that's not, or like has barely any power. To then, yeah, give a shield to your stuff. So it's quite an interesting one, and it's another one we can smuggle, and you smuggle for 5, so you only smuggle for 1 more than the normal cost, with the same aspects as well. So pretty interesting, pretty nice cards. Then we go into some fan units, and here we have some pretty nice ones. All rares here, all green rares. So we've got Mole, Shadow Collective Visionary. We've got the Marauder, shuttling the Bad Batch, so the Bad Batch's ship. It's quite nice that we get like ships from. I did forget that they have a ship. That's the Marauder, so it's nice to see that they're getting their ship for it as well. And then we got Cobb Vamp, the Marshal. Let's see here as well. So we got Mole being one that I heard a lot on the weekend when we saw that. Some people saying like, how is this not a legendary? Because it's a 7 cost command villainy unit with 7 power, 6 health. He's a force and underworld unit, so he's got like underworld kind of benefit and force benefit as well. He also has ambush, so he ambushes as well. So it comes straight in and it can take something down to 7, which is also similar to what Vader has, but Vader does 5 damage. Vader is a 5 power, 7 health, where this is a 7 power, 6 health. So if this would survive an attack from Vader, and then this would kill Vader. It's crazy, and it also overwhelms. So any excess damage it does will then be on a unit will be dealt to the base, and also has on attack, which is you can choose another friendly underworld unit. If you do, all combat damage that this card would be dealt. Well, if you do, all combat damage that will be dealt to this unit during this attack is dealt to the chosen unit instead. So you can choose a different unit, and that's Underworld, and it takes the damage it would take from attack something. So you're almost like you're going to take out something, but any damage you do, damage dealt back to it, is going to be dealt to a different unit instead, which leaves it with like all healthy on that attack as well, which is really cool. That's a really cool card, really nice one. And I remember we're talking because with like how Boba's got the like the fact that like you got the Boba leader and it's got a new armor which allows you to give a 2/2 to its stats and make it so if it was dealt combat damage, it takes 2 less. I think with this you can technically have the Boba out and you can drop this. Well, if you have the Boba deployed, you can play him all, take out something, and the combat damage back will be like you can choose Boba, so the damage will be dealt to Boba instead. But because he's got the armor, you take 2 less from that combat damage, so meaning you're not taking any damage to Maul and you're taking even less. The damage you're taking is going to Boba, but 2 less because of the armor, which seems pretty nutty. I think that would work. I'm not 100% sure, but that would be pretty nutty. And then we've got the Marauder. So it's a 5-cost ship. What's it? Command and heroic. It's a 4/5, which is not too bad. Pretty good for his for stats. It also has ambush as well, so a nice little never ambush unit in the light side of command. And it's got a when played, you can choose or choose a card in your discard pile and then put it into play as a resource if it shares a name with a unit control. So the nice thing about this is if you have a Marauder in the discard, then that's straight away a card you can choose because the Marauder is then technically on your board because it's the card that's using the effect, and you get the like ramp a Marauder from your discard into your resources as well. So that's really cool. I do like that, and then that also works really well with Hunter being able to go. Oh, I've got a Marauder on the board. I've got a Marauder in my resource. Add it back to hand and play on top deck, so you can keep looping the Marauder, which is pretty cool. I think that's if I remember that's all works. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen the Hunter lead in a while. But that is I thought that was pretty cool. And then we've got the last one being Cobb Vamp, so the Marshal. So a free cost, 3/2, so not too bad for a free cost. Not amazing, not too bad. But it's also got a when defeated, search the top 10 cards in your deck for a unit that costs 2 or less, and discard it. For this phase, you may play that card from your discard pile for free. So that's really cool. So not too bad on the stats, like 3 power, only 2 health is not too bad. But then when defeated, you just look at the top 10 cards on your deck for a unit that costs 2 or less and discard it. And then for this phase, you can play that card from your discard pile for free. And since you can play it for free, it doesn't incur the aspect penalties as far as I'm aware. It doesn't incur the aspect penalties. So if you find a 2 cost or less that isn't the same aspect, doesn't match the aspects on your leader base, you can still play it out for free. So like if you're playing it on a like heroic one and you see like a what's it called, the probe droid, you can then technically still play that out, which is very nice. Like it is limited to 2 costs, you have to look through and like find like any potential good 2 costs you can play. But still, having a unit like get defeated and then being able to replace it at turn still for free is really nice. Like you're not really losing anything off board. It keeps it strong, like especially if you have a Battlefield Marine you find off this. You're basically still keeping a very strong unit out and you've lost nothing on board, which is very cool. So I really like that. Then we got some upgrades and events for command as well. So we've got an upgrade of Bounty Hunter's Quarry. We got Rule with Respect being a heroic 4-cost event, and then we got Choose Sides being a 7-cost event. So the Bounty Hunter's Quarry is an upgrade, a one cost, of course 0 to stats because it's a bounty upgrade. And the attached unit basically gains bounty, and the bounty is search the top 5 cards of your deck, or 10 cards instead if that unit is unique, for a unit that costs 3 or less and play it for free. So you can take a free play outside 3 or less card from the top 5 or 10 cards from your deck, which is quite nice. So you play it for free. So once again, just like we saw with Cobb Vamp, if you find a unit that doesn't like has aspects that doesn't match your leader or base, that doesn't matter as long as it's free cost or less, because you play it for free, meaning it doesn't incur an aspect penalty, which is really nice. So that's a pretty cool card. A really interesting, like, there's always some really interesting cards we're seeing with like interesting combos, and that's quite a nice one as well. Then we got here a Rule with Respect, so a 4-cost event, and the effect is a friendly unit captures an enemy. A friendly unit captures each enemy non-leader unit that attacked your base this phase. So if you've got a unit out and your opponent just goes ham to your base, you can just go, here I'm going to capture all those units that took at my base, so get them off the board and then capture them that 1 card. That's pretty nice. That allows you to, especially if you got against aggro, just trying to go hard to your base, you can just grab them all, so you don't have to worry about moving them, and then just have them all on the one card. And it's a legendary as well, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, I think it says a legendary unit, friendly unit as well, so it could even be your leader captures them as well, which is really cool. Like there's really nice cards that I'm interested in trying, like with Chur as well, because like with the capture mechanic, like you take control of like your opponent's cards, and then they have to, like, once the unit's defeated or unless they use a card that can rescue them, they won't be like given back until after that. And if you have Cheer out and capturing cards, unless they can insta kill it by like an event, or if unless they can do enough damage to it where it dies in the turn, you're not going to get those cards back, and they'll be stuck in there for ages. So that's pretty nice. And I didn't realize it's a legendary until now. That's quite cool. Then we have choose sides. So this one's a rare, a plan, and it's a 7 cost where you choose a friendly non-leader unit and an enemy non-leader unit and exchange control of those units. So that's pretty interesting. So your opponent plays something big, so if your opponent plays an Avenger, you can actually, if you've got something small out, you can just go, I'll trade that, please. I'll take your Avenger, and you have like this little 2 cost, like 1 cost unit instead. So that's really interesting. That's quite funny. Not sure how great it's going to be, but it is quite a cool card to like have on. Especially like it goes quite well with Palpatine, where you can take one of your opponent's units. If they play a better one, you can just go, exchange this one I took from you for this better one you've played. And now we've got some aggression cards. So you're gonna get 4 aggression cards, quite cool ones as well. So we've got the 1 cost Stolen Landspeeder, being a ground unit. We've got the 2 cost Rokai Gunship. We got the 9 cost Krayt Dragon or Krayt Dragon. Can't remember how it's like pronounced because it's from the Mandalorian, I swear, I think. And it's never a legendary unit. And then we've got Bravado as well, being a 5 cost event. So start off from left to right. We've got Stolen Landspeeder being a 1 cost 3/2, so pretty strong for like stats for a 1 cost. And then it's got a when played, if you played this unit from your hand, the opponent takes control of it. So if you do play it from your hand, your opponent does get to have it. But it also has a bounty, where if you own a unit, or the bounty is if you own a unit, you can play it from your discard pile for free and give an experience token. So essentially, you give it to your opponent as a free to unit, and then if you take it out, you get to, as long as because you own it, you then get to play it back, and it becomes then a 4/3 played out for free. So it's pretty interesting. I do like that. So it goes pretty well with not sure what it goes pretty well with, but then if you like, yeah, if you've got like ping damage, you can just give it to your opponent. Like they will come in rested, so they won't be able to attack with it straight away. But then you get, if you can get rid of it, you then get it back, and you get it back even stronger as well. Then we got the Rokai Gunship here, being a 2 cost. It's only got 2 1-tilt power, but then when defeated, you deal 1 damage to a unit or a base. So you can bring out like a cheap unit to just swing for 2 damage. If they take it out, you can just like swing some chip damage. It gives more of a, like an aggressive like strategy to it. Pretty nice. You got the Krayt Dragon. So it's a 9 cost 10/10 to its stat. So 9 cost 10/10 creature has overwhelm as well. So any addition, if it attacks a unit, any like excess damage will go to your opponent's base instead of just being fizzled. And it's got a pretty interesting effect where when an opponent plays a card, you may deal damage equal to that card's cost to their base or a ground unit they control. So the bigger the card is your opponent plays, the more damage this guy is going to do to your other opponent's base damage or a unit. So if they're playing anything to play, it's just taking more damage to it. This is pretty interesting, but it's quite a late one. It'll be interesting to see if this gets played or if it becomes any good. Because at the moment, like just in anything that's not ramp, it's gonna be taking ages, especially in aggression, which is normally like quite like an aggressive card, like an aggro one. It's gonna be interesting to see how this works out. And then we've got Bravado here. So it's a 5 cost event, and then if you've defeated an enemy unit this phase, this event costs 2 less to play, and the effect of it is ready a unit. So if you've defeated an enemy unit this phase, so it has to be defeated, not just moved from the board, it's got defeated, it costs 2 less, and then it becomes a free cost, and its effect is just ready any unit. To be a leader or a unit, or just any unit at all, you can ready it, which is quite nice. You can ready leaders as well. Also, there's some big units, not specific like the we've got one like this in the first set, but only ready something that's got like 3 or less power, or cost 3 or less, something like that. So that's like a more like upgraded version of it. So that's quite cool. Some pretty nice cards there. And then, of course, we've got some cunning stuff as well. So we've got some more, like more in the underworld card side, and these are all the dark side ones. So you got the Xanadu Blood being Cad Bane's reward. We've got the Dryden Voss being Offering No Escape, and then Triple Dark Raid being a free cost event, tactic event. So we've got the Xanadu Blood. It's a 6 cost 4/6. So same kind of stats as I can't remember what it's called. The the aggression spaceship from set 1. It's got the same kind of stats there, but it also has raid 2. So when it's attacked, it does 4 damage. But of course, when it attacks, it's swinging for 6, which is quite really nice. And it's got an effect, which is when played or on attack, you may return a friendly non-leader underworld unit to its owner's hand, and if you do, you exhaust an enemy unit or resource. So by bouncing back some of your other underworld stuff, that's not a leader, you can exhaust like a unit or resource, which is actually really good. Like tapping exhaust resources is something that's quite unique and not common in the game, and being able to tap your opponent's resources, people can make use of them, so they can't play as much stuff by having less resources. Is really cool. And then we got Dryden Voss here being a 7 cost, and this is another legendary, so a fair few legendaries from this week. And he's a 5/7, also cunning and villainy. Comes in shielded as well, which is really cool. Same kind of stats and cost as Vader, so same cost of Vader, same stats of Vader. Comes in shield, doesn't have ambush, but comes in shielded. And he's got a when played, you can choose a captured card guided by a unit you control and play it for free under your control. So if you use like the whole capture mechanic, you can take on your opponent's units. After playing this, you can play it back out, but under your control, which is really cool. Really like that. And of course, when you play something under control, it's going to come in rest unless otherwise stated. But you can play the card for free. So like even more stuff. I'm liking for going double cutting Boba. There's some really cool things. Like Dryden's could be a lot of fun, and it's going to be I'm even more hyped to play Boba. Like Boba seems to be very strong, even for next set. And then of course we've got triple dark raid. So a free cost event. In its effect, is just the top 7 cards in your deck for a vehicle and play it. Then put the other cards on the bottom of your deck in a random order. It costs 5 less and enters play ready. And then you return it to his owner's hand at the end of this phase. So that's quite cool. So you can play out there's some pretty good ships in it. Dark as well, like 5 cost less. So you can potentially play makes a Xanadu Blood and Fet's Fire Spray cost 4. Using this, paying the 1 extra, and it comes ready to attack straight away. But then you get less use off the you just make the fire spray cheaper, but it goes back to hand. But you make Xanadu Blood cheaper to come in, swing for 6, and also then on potentially get back some underworld cards and tap some resources to the units. But there's also other spaceships that cost a little bit less. You can get it for free. I can then go ahead and attack and then get them back afterwards as well. So pretty interesting cards, pretty nice ones, like very good ones this week. Then we got the last lot being some other bits and bobs here with Kragan Gore in the dark side at 6 costs. We've got Lady Proxima, the White Worm Matriarch in a 1 cost with the no aspect, and then Street Gang Recruiter being a 5 cost no aspect card. So Kragan Gore, the something captain, can't really read that properly. Warbird, that's it, the Warbird captain. Is a 6/6 underworld, and when an enemy unit attacks your base, you give a shield token to a friendly unit in the same arena as the attacker. So that's quite interesting. So if your base gets attacked, you give shield to anytime your opponent attacks your base, because not once a turn or once a phase, just every time your base is attacked by a leader by your opponent, then you get to give a shield to a friendly unit in your area, so you can kind of attack back, take him out, or just be protected, which is interesting. What I can say really about that is interesting. It's quite pretty good for a stat 6/6 for a 6 cost, but then not sure how great that would be. Then we got Lady Proxima, 1 cost, 0 power, 4 health. When you play in every underworld unit, you can deal 1 damage to a base, like little bits of chip damage, which is pretty good. I think so there's a fair already in I know in Cunning there's already a fair few underworld cards, and we're getting more and more in this set, so you can do a little bit of chips damage with this, which is really cool, and it's got a lot of bulk to it. Early as turn 1. It is a unique, so you can only have 1 on the board. It'd be crazy if you had multiple on the board. Every time you play an underworld unit, 2 damage to a base, be better than speed. But that's pretty cool. And it's also when you play Never card, it's not like Colonel Yularen, which even like says you can, if you play it self, it heals a bit damage, kills one. So it's when you play another underworld card, so it doesn't count itself. Then you got Street Gang Recruiter being a 5-cost 4/4, and it's got when played, you can return an underworld card from your discard pile to your hand. So you do get back something that's quite cool. 4/4 is not too bad for 5, but yeah, all you do is get back an underworld card, which give you a fair any, and also it's any underworld card. So if you have any, I don't think there's any extra like events that are underworld. There's any underworld card, and there's a few like a fair few of them, and some really good ones as well. So that is it for today, for like the reveals from the last week. Some really nice ones. Let me know what you think is like probably one of your favorite cards from the reveals this week, or what you think about some of these reveals. I really like them. Like I'm looking forward even more to playing Double Cunning Boba in the next set, and also looking forward to like using a fair few of these cards, just like upgrade some of the Leisure Set 1, and even try out some of the cards like Cad Bane in the next set as well. So that's it from me today. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.
Like a boss.